I think is the right word. The SEC and the Big Ten leaving the NCAA and the Big 12 following suit. I don't think this will be something that just involves the Power 2. Michael Borky tweeted this out. It's a screenshot from a Ross Dellinger report. It says, in Destin this week, SEC administrators are expected to examine the governance proposal and the possibility of separating football completely out from under the NCAA. We've heard the rumors before that, they're unhappy with the NCAA. But now we're going to put it into practice. We're going to have a meeting about, hey, guys, what if we just strip football away from the NCAA, do our own thing with this College Sports Commission, and go our own way? Because if the SEC is bigger than the U.S. government, they're certainly bigger than the NCAA. And I think we are finally laying the groundwork to say, hey, you're just a clerical governing body of what we do. We don't necessarily need that anymore because you're really just getting sued and costing us money. We're steps away from the NCAA becoming null and void.
And there is good and bad to this, I think, for the Big 12 fan, because we're all annoyed by the NCAA. I mean, I know for
none of us
doing
like
my show the last few weeks.
No, we don't.
No,
like
that's
them.
the thing. You've almost made us root for them the last couple of years because we just don't like the Big Ten and the SEC more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I've talked about on my show, the whole Ashton Hawkins ineligibility thing, and there's a couple of guys who have gotten this unclear JUCO waiver, and it's just another in a long line of just crap that the NCAA tries to pull. And so there is good and bad to this because the SEC and the Big Ten are doing this so that they can be just them too. But to your point, it's not going to work. You are going to need to have the Big 12 and ACC schools in there, no matter what that looks like. Ask the U.S. government, actually, if you just completely ignore Middle America, what will happen? So I think they will need to get those schools in here. But the more you think about it, because I didn't really think about this until the last few months. I just thought of the NCAA as kind of the all powerful, like if you weren't in the NCAA, what were you in? But the more you think about it, the more you're just like, we don't need this. We don't need this. The American League and the National League in baseball used to have separate presidents. And then they were just like, actually, you know what? We could just be under one and be okay. Like that is kind of what's going on here. It's like, we don't have to deal with your crap anymore. We will make the actual rules ourselves rather than the NCAA being this autonomous ruling body that they have been for 120 years now. I think that's overall going to be a good thing. I just don't like that this is how it kind of has to be done, that the Big Ten and the SEC think we are so below them that they need to go through that and make this their own, kind of entire governing body.
There's like a savior complex to it for the SEC and Big Ten. Like, look at us, what we've done for you, smaller leagues.
And they will always hold that over us if we get in the CSC or whatever it is. Like, that's always going to be like, well, what would you be doing if it wasn't for us knocking out the NCAA and throwing you this life preserver? It's like, well, you were going to have to do that anyway. But that's how they're going to act. That's how Sankey and Petiti and the powers that be in those conferences are going to act.
Yes, there is. There were a lot of people who didn't like Benito Mussolini. A lot of people really didn't like Mussolini.
Yeah, I'm going to include myself in that for the record, by the way.
And
retroactively,
Mussolini is killed, and it's like, hey, we were all kind of rude. Someone was going to do it at some point. Like, yeah, credit to you for making it happen, but like, doesn't mean you're better than any of us. You don't get to just hold it over our head. Oh, like we killed Benito Mussolini, which was his own countryman in the end.
Yeah.
But this is, the SEC are they not the NCAA's own countrymen? Are they not?
There's a lot of war parallels you can use for this, by the way. That's actually a good example. There's a lot you can use. It's like, you know what? You got rid of the Viet Cong here, but like, we don't need you running our country. We just needed a little muscle. We needed a little influence to help us, but you don't need to be running it. Look at the Soviet Union after the big one, huh?
Like, thank you, militia of Italy, for doing this for us. This is a great favor. We're not going to give you the keys to NATO. You don't get to control the world now. And we're like, yes, thank you. But no, you can't be the governing body.
You guys can go back and we will handle the rest. We'll handle the rest. We'll do the cleanup and everything.
We'll be on a committee together. We're friends, but we're equals in this.
France, you're welcome again. Now you guys go on your merry way.
They're like the Southland Conference or the A10 or one of those. You're just like, you have 10 new schools and 0 remaining members.
How are you not making this work?
Like,
how are you getting beat again? It's maybe it's the ACC. Maybe it's the ACC.
Yeah, it might be.
How are you messing this up?
How did Kennesaw State get here? When did this happen? I thought we
can't even hold on to Florida State. Like, come on, man.
NCAA, as Scotty B would say, stands for nerds coming after America. That's what it feels like here. Ooh. And so
is the intern making a graphic as we speak?
That one's going to be Canva tweeted out. The intern was on top of the NCAA baseball selection show this weekend, which I was like, shout out, because I'm not going to
dude, one of the broadcasters for one of the Baylor games last week said, man, there's nothing like college baseball selection Sunday. And I was like, really?
So many things.
Nothing? There's nothing like it? First off, it's just like the basketball one. It's exactly like it, and the softball one, and the college football playoff one. But it's like, really? There's just nothing like it, because I'm not going to watch it. I'm sorry. Even if my team had a shot at it, I'm not watching it. I will find it out later. They're like, the look on those kids' faces. I'm like, yeah, I know that because the other sports do it.
Right.
There is something like it.
The look on Cooper Flagg's face, who's going to be a star in the NBA, not guys are like, didn't that guy play for Fullerton last year? And now he plays for St. Mary's. Good to see him. Yeah,
I found out recently that Justin Verlander, Hall of Famer, one of the great pitchers of this generation, maybe the last guy to win 300 games when it's all said and done. Yeah. Did you know he went to Old Dominion University?
I did not know that.
Did you know he went to Christian Rao's alma mater, Old Dominion University?
Christian Rao, notable Kansas
That's
State
just
fan.
A rumor, by the way. That's a bloody rumor that I wanted to spread out there. But that's a joke, by the way. I had no idea that Justin Verlander went there. That's just, I'm sorry. I wish college baseball was bigger. I wish I cared more about it, but there are things like it.
There's nothing like Shark Tank on a Sunday night. You're like, I have work tomorrow, but Shark Tank's on. At least I'm not that idiot up there trying to sell a topsy-turvy thing that doesn't spill your food while you're walking. That's great.
You think Shark Tank should have hired Portnoy to replace Cuban?
Oh, that would have been really like one of these things does not belong here.
Which is great. I think that's great for TV.
Like you put a monkey in the room of professionals and you're just like, what's the monkey doing here? You're like, I don't know. We enjoy it.
Do you just throw money out? Like I'm in.
You could put Theo Vaughn in that same chair and you'd be like, again, why is the monkey here? And you're like, do you hate it? I can't look away. Pat McAfee on College Game Day. It's the same thing.
That would be really good, man.
McAfee doesn't necessarily belong.
I would like the Rizzler to spend Mr. Beast's money on Shark Tank. How about that?
If your great-great-grandfather, dad, I assume, heard you say that sentence.
I think so.
Ooh, that's a really...
Yeah.
We are too far gone. There's nothing we can do now.
He'd also ask, what are you doing for a job? How are you making money?
Oh, your girlfriend wears the pants?
Your girlfriend's going to be a doctor? What?
And you host NHL Game Night. So
just big one.
One and the same. It's Cameron Stewart. Find him on NHL Game Night, talking all things Panthers, Edmonton Oilers. I know his Locked On Baylor fans love seeing him over there. They follow him religiously to NHL Game Night. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. A crossover with Baylor and Dose Grande.